Chapter 1, Tate. Somebody stabbed you in the neck, young lady. My eyes widened, and I slowly turned toward the elderly gentleman standing at my side. He presses the up button on the elevator and faces me. He smiles and points to my neck. Your birthmark, he says. My hand instinctively goes up to my neck and I touch the dime-sized mark just below my ear. My grandfather used to say the placement of a birthmark was the story of how a person lost the battle in their past life. I guess you got stabbed in the neck, but it was a quick death though. I smile, but I can't tell if I should be afraid or entertained. Despite his somewhat morbid opening conversation, he can be that dangerous. His curved posture and shaky stance give away that isn't a day less than 80 years old. He takes a few slow steps toward one of two velvet red chairs that are positioned against the wall next to the elevator. He grunts as he sinks into the chair and then looks up at me again. You going up to floor 18? My eyes narrow as I process his question. He somehow knows what floor I'm going to. Even though this is the first time I've ever set foot in this apartment complex, and it's definitely the first time I've ever laid eyes on this man. Yes, sir, I say cautiously. Do you work here? I do indeed. He nods his head toward the elevator and my eyes move to the illuminated numbers overhead. 11 floors to go before it arrives. I pray it gets here quickly. I push the button for the elevator, he says. I don't think there's an official title for my position, but I like to refer to myself as a flight captain, considering I do send people as high as 20 stories up in the air. I smile at his words since my brother and father are both pilots. How long have you been flight captain of this elevator? I ask as I wait. I swear this is the slowest damn elevator I've ever encountered. Since I got too old to do maintenance on this building, worked here 32 years before I became captain. Been sending people on flights now for more than 15 years. I think owner gave me a pretty pity job to keep me busy till I die. He smiles to himself. What he didn't realize is that God gave me a lot of great things to accomplish in my life, and right now I'm so far behind. I ain't ever gonna time. I find myself laughing when the elevator doors finally open. I reach down to grab the handle of my suitcase and turn to him one more time before I step inside. What's your name? Samuel, but call me Cap, he says. Everybody else does. You got any birthmarks, Cap? He grins. As a matter of fact, I do. Seems in my past life, I was shot right in the ass. Must have bled out. I smile and bring my hand to my forehead, giving him a proper captain salute. I step into the elevator and turn around to face the open doors, admiring the extravagance of the lobby. This place seemed more than like a historic hotel than an apartment complex, with its expansive columns and marble floors. When Corbin and I could stay with him until I found a job, I had no idea he lived like an actual adult. I thought it would be similar to the last time I visited him, right after I graduated from high school, back when he had first started working toward his pilot's license. That was 4 years and a two-story sketchy complex ago. That's kind of what I was expecting. I certainly wasn't anticipating a high-rise mock tab in the middle of downtown San Francisco. I find the panel and press the button for the 18th floor, then look up at the mirrored wall of the elevator. I spent all day yesterday and most of this morning packing up everything I own from my apartment back in San Diego. Luckily, I don't own much, but after making the solo 500-mile drive today, my exhaustion is pretty evident in my reflection. My hair is in a loose knot on top of my head, secured with a pencil since I couldn't find a hair tie while I was driving. My eyes are usually as brown as my hazelnut hair, but right now they look 10 shades darker thanks to the bags under them. I reach into my purse to find a tube of chapstick, hoping to salvage my lips before they end up as weary looking as the rest of me. As soon as the elevator doors begins to close, they open again. A guy is rushing toward the elevator, preparing to walk on as he acknowledged the old man. Thanks, Cap, he says. I can see Cap from inside the elevator, but I hear him grunt something in return. He doesn't sound nearly as eager to make small talk with this guy as he was with me. This man looks to be in his late 20s at most. He grins at me, and I know exactly what's going through his mind, considering he just slid his left hand into his pocket. The hand with the wedding ring on it. Floor 10, he says without looking away from me. His eyes fall to what little cleavage is peeking out of my shirt, and then he looks at the suitcase by my side. I press the button for floor 10. I should have worn a sweater. Moving in? He asked, blatantly staring at my shirt again. I nod, although I doubt that he notices, considering his gaze isn't planted anywhere near my face. What floor? Oh no, you don't. I reach beside me and cover all the buttons on the panel with my hands to hide the illuminated 18th floor button. And then I press every single button between floors 10 and 18. He glances at the panel confused. None of your business, I say. He laughs. He thinks I'm kidding. He arches dark, thick eyebrow. It's a nice eyebrow. It's attached to a nice face, which is attached to a nice head. which is attached to a nice body. A married body. Asshole. He grinned seductively after seeing me check him out. Only I was checking him out the way he thinks I was. In my mind, I was wondering how many times that body has been pressed against a girl who wants his wife. He feels sorry for his wife. He's looking at my cleavage again. When we reach floor 10, I can help you with that, he says, nodding toward my suitcase. His voice is nice. Bye. I wonder how many girls have fallen for that married voice. He walks toward me and reaches to the panel, bravely pressing the button that closes the doors. I hold his stare and press the button to open the door. I have got it. He nods as if he understands, but there's still a wicked gleam in his eyes that reaffirms my immediate dislike of him. He stepped out of the elevator and turned to face me before walking away. Catch you later, Tate, he says just as the doors close. I frown, not comfortable with the fact that the only two people I've interacted with since walking into this apartment, bleeding already who know who I am. I remain alone on the elevator as it taps on every single floor until it reaches the 18th. I step off, pull my phone out of my pocket, and open up my messages to Corbin. I can't remember which apartment number he said was his. It's either 1816 or 1814. Maybe it's 1826. I come to a stop at 1814 because there's a guy passed out on the floor of the hallway, leaning against the door to 1816. Please don't let it be 1816. I find the message on my phone and cringe. It's 1816. Of course it is. I walk slowly to the door hoping I don't wake up the guy. His legs are sprawled out in front of him and he's leaning with his back propped up against Corbin's door. His chin is stuck to his chest and he's snoring. Excuse me, I say, my voice just above a whisper. He doesn't move. I lift my leg and poke his shoulder with my foot. I need to get into this apartment. He rustled and then slowly opened his eyes and stared straight ahead at my leg. His eyes meet my knees and his eyebrows furrow as he slowly leans forward with a deep scowl on his face. He lifts a hand and pokes my knee with his finger, almost as if never seen a knee before. He drops his hand, closes his eyes, and falls back asleep against the door. Great. Corbin won't be back until tomorrow, so I dial his number to see if this guy is someone I should be concerned about. Tate? He asked, answering his phone without a hello. Yep, I reply. Made it safe, but I can get in because there's a drunk guy passed out at your front door. Suggestion? 1816? He asked. You sure you're at the right apartment? Positive. Are you sure he's drunk? Positive. Weird, he says. What's he wearing? Why do you want to know what he's wearing? If he's wearing a pilot uniform, he probably lives in the building. The complex contracts with our airline. This guy isn't wearing any type of uniform, but I can't help but notice that his jeans and black t-shirt do fit